Good afternoon on what is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Friday the 21st of June. It is Midsummer's Day. And I'm in the read nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box. It's one box. What I've got in here is this. Ubersreik Adventures, Volume 3, Perilous Adventures and Grim Escapades in the Grand Duchy of Ubersreik. This is published by Cubicle 7 Entertainment, and it's for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition. And this is the third collection of scenarios set in and around the Duchy of Ubersreik, which was introduced in the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay starter set. And what's fantastic is that these collect all of the little scenarios that were published in the wake of that starter set being published, so that you could actually continue gaming in Ubersreik, and didn't need to leap off and run off and start off doing something like the Enemy Within campaign. You can have your own mini campaign in and around Ubersreik without doing any of the grand campaigns. There are a couple for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, but this keeps it nicely local. So there are 4 adventures in here, and it's sort of like you are getting slightly fewer adventures each time. There were 6 in the first volume, 5 in the second, 4 in this one. So, Ubersreik Adventures 3, Perilous Adventures and Grim Escapades in the Grand Duchy of Ubersreik. Ubersreik Adventure 3 contains 4 exciting adventures alongside a comprehensive introductory chapter that covers the dramatic events that have befallen the city of Ubersreik and the current events following the wake of the turmoil and the last days of the Enemy Within campaign, including new characters, locations and plots. Provide suggestions and advice on incorporating developments your characters might have experienced or caused during the events of the Enemy Within campaign. Ambitious noble families and the powerful guild masters vie for influence and control in the wake of a direct imperial control, and characters familiar with the Ubersreik or have already a reputation may quickly find themselves caught up in the intricate plans and backhanded deceptions of those seeking power, including an eye for an eye, a dilapidated hunting lodge, a missing noble son, an anonymous painting spell disaster. An ominous painting spell disaster in the forests north of Ubersreik, mutiny in the beast, political ambition, and marauding orcs and goblins in the sleepy farming village of Geistbach, the horror of Hugdal, a deceitful physician, a travelling carnival, and a lingering sickness beleaguer the mining town of Hugdal. Mirror of desire, the characters find themselves embroiled in the love affairs of the young nobility of Ubersreik with disastrous consequences. So you open up, you've got this, it's just the kind of image, the map of which they use has been used again and again, and it's also in the back cover, inside that cover. And then you've got that fantastic artwork without any text on it. But if you actually look at that, that is quite a little bit shiny. So you've got the little, just the gloss on the text and some areas of the image. They just stand out. You can just see them shining there. Very effective. And then we're into the credits and contents page. And then the tragic tale of upheaval is essentially what's happening in the Empire as the events of the Enemy Within take place. So there we go, with notes on, well, that didn't happen in my game, or what's public knowledge, what's going on behind the scenes, and then eventually before the edicts and then the occupation. So this is all the events that sort of taking place that kind of start off with the Ubersreik in the starter set and then continue throughout these books. And then you've got a list of all the claimants to the seat of Ubersreik, plus more behind the scenes shenanigans, rumours and so on. So you've got a good idea of what's going on throughout this period. So during your adventure, during the occupation, during the turmoil, and you've got scenario hooks, handily placed there with a fishing hook and marked, and of course you have Agents of the Dread Purple Hand there. There's their sign. You know, Agents of Chaos, who are behind much of the machinations of the Enemy Within campaign. And then the Aftermath, 2513 and beyond, what's going on in the Duchy after those events. Along with, you know, rumours that the Game Master can throw at her players. And so on. So you've got a good overview, and then we get into the first adventure, An Eye for an Eye. We've got an adventure summary, how to get started, and then part one throws you into the events. You've got like an advert there, which, you know, your player characters can go and find, or someone can approach them, of course. So background is set up and everything. Stats for various NPCs, and then details of the stuff. This is the hunting lodge, I think, and then you've got the an investigation into matters most foul, and there we've got the Grunwald Lodge. And events going on. A bit of a mystery to investigate. Leading to a feast of frenzy, which does not sound good, with a ritual and one of those being summoned. And then you've got a list of the rewards at the end, and a discussion of the aftermath. And then we have Mutiny in the Beast. Again, same kind of format. You've even got, you know, to getting started, and then notes there, sometime after An Eye for an Eye. So you can run this after, and so on. You've got details about the various tribes, an encounter on the road, which sets everything up, details of the setting of Geistback. And basically other buildings and defences. I think this is essentially a scenario which the player character is going to have to come to the aid of the village and defend it against marauding greenskins. And deal with the politics and situation going on in the village, which is basically either going to help them or hinder them, depending upon what happens. So yeah. Even got a list there of resolving the power struggle, and then dealing with whatever it is that actually really threatens the village, the thing in the woods. Including encounters with snotlings and other things. And then we have the third adventure, Horror of Hugong. Hugondal. And you basically this is a scenario with the carnival. The carnivals are always kind of fun, because the thing is that carnivals are full of outsiders and miscreants, and they're not always trusted. But we've got a bandit attack, and they are, you know, in some ways, you know, they're much more enlightened than your average villager, because they've seen more. And there's the map of Hugondal. You've got the guide on there and have adventuring in Hugondal. Exploring and encountering various people, various locations around the village. Actually, it's quite a small, actually probably bigger than that, it's a town, because you've got shrines of Verena and more, you've got a dwarf quarter and so on. And then when you say basically, Dr. Wilhelm Vorstatz, mischievous physician. So yeah, okay, then probably likely that that he's going to be the villain of the piece. And then the cavalcade comes to town. Oh god, and that's not necessarily the one that the player characters might want. But again, the other thing, sort of like you can mask, the carnival could mask something Celtic going on. So you've got a timetable of events. Building all to the end of the scenario, and a horrible encounter with Nurgle's Rot. And lastly, we have Mirror of Desire. So basically the same format, easy to set up, getting started, background, and this is all about the love lives of the young nobility. Oh, you know, how a tale like that has been told and told again and again. And it involves trials. You've got an ancestral gift. First trial is, let's have a look, the trials of the heart. So you basically got to play a character involved in that, and then of course Chaos is going to take advantage of this. You got another great picture, another image. That's not a new image, but that's the bridge over across into Ubersreik, which makes a major crossing. So yeah, that brings everything to a close, and you have the handouts, bit plain, but they work when like enough, and the maps. Go. I've got an advert for basically the Sea of Claws supplement covering the sea to the north of the Empire. So yeah, that is Ubersreik Adventures Volume 3 for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with box containing a book or game, or in this case an anthology of scenarios for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. In the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.